Hey guys, just a quick exercise to walk through a couple of the exercises in chapter 2. I'm going to buzz through these pretty quick. Again, this chapter is mostly terminology and understanding concepts, and the key thing is to understand what the basic concepts do. I'm not asking you to memorize definitions or anything like that. Really, it's if you see the term, recognize what it means so that, in something like a multiple choice or a matching question, you could address the concept. But I'm certainly not looking for you to memorize the definitions. Just understand what the terms are and what their purpose is. So the first one I wanted to look at, BE2.1. I'm going to run through these pretty quick. I'm going to give the answer that the textbook gives in the solution. There may be some argument for other answers. These things aren't all cut and dried. But really, I just want to kind of go through and help define the terms for you. So this is indicate the qualitative characteristic of financial information being described in each item below in exercise BE 2.1. So qualitative characteristics, if we were doing this in a class environment, I'd have them listed on the board, so you don't have to remember the word, you just have to pick out the right word. So obviously if you wanted to open your text to a page that has them all, that may help you. So, financial information should include all information necessary to portray the underlying transactions. So, should include all. Again, some of this is kind of common knowledge, English language kind of thing. Should include all means they should be complete, right? In order for financial statements to be useful, they should include everything that's important. They should be complete. Financial information should make a difference in a user's decision making. Well, that is what we mean by relevance. Relevant information is information that would affect a decision. If it doesn't affect a decision, it's irrelevant and doesn't really matter. So accounting information should be relevant. Financial information should not favor one user or stakeholder over another. And the term we use there is it should be neutral. Okay? You shouldn't be creating financial information to meet the needs of a particular user. You should be generating financial information that is the best information. Financial information should reflect the economic substance of business events or transactions. So it should best represent what actually happened, and that's what we use this big word, representational faithfulness, or representationally faithful. What that means is it represents reality. Right? The financial information is the best representation of what actually happened. Financial information should help users assess the impact of past, present, or future events. I think the right term here, it should have predictive value. Or it should have feedback value. So what that terminology is really meaning, feedback value means when you looked at old financial information, you made some decisions about where you thought the company would go and what it would do. Now that you are looking at current information, you can tell whether that happened or not, right? You get feedback as to earlier numbers. Predictive value is kind of different in that it's going forward. So based on today's number, the information you have helps you think about what's going to happen in the future. Financial information must be reliable and without errors or omissions. And that's right. Freedom of errors is a qualitative characteristic. It's always kind of nice if stuff isn't wrong. Representational faithfulness kind of means it's right. Freedom of errors means it's not wrong. So similar terms. G, financial information should help users confirm or correct their previous assumptions. That's feedback value. right? You thought something was going to happen, now you have financial information. Did it happen? Financial information should be reported and measured in a similar way within a company and between different companies. That's comparability. I should be able to take my financial information and compare it to a prior period or compare it to a competitor. Financial information should be of sufficient quality and clarity to permit reasonably informed users to assess the information's significance. I'm not sure, other than the word clarity, I'm not sure I agree with a lot of that definition. But when we're talking clarity, we're talking understandability. Typing is hard. Okay? Should be understandable. Shouldn't use overly complex terms. You should be able to find what you want relatively easily. And I'm running out of space on here, but J, if I look in the book, financial information should be available to users before it loses its ability to be decision useful. That's timely. Timeliness. Right? It's got to get out in time that you can do something with it. If you have to wait 5 years to get financial information, it's not going to be of any use. And the last one, K, knowledgeable, independent users should be able to achieve similar results and consensus when accounting for a particular financial transaction. So 2 people looking at the same information should make the same accounting entry. They should be able to go in and verify that they agree with that. So that's verifiable. Okay. Okay, let's start on BE2.2. Again, for these, I would recommend, if you're watching this video, go look at BE2.2, pause the video, go look at 2.2, give it a try on your own, watch the rest of the video, see how you did. It's a lot more useful than just listening to me prattle on if you give it a try yourself and then determine whether you got it right or wrong and why you got it wrong. So identify which specific qualitative characteristic of accounting is best described in each item below. So this is the same as BE 2.1. We're just looking for qualitative characteristics. Annual financial reports are audited by public accountants. Well, what an audit is doing is it's verifying. A third party, like an auditor, a knowledgeable third party, should be able to go in and get the same numbers. Able Corp and Mona Inc. both use straight line depreciation method. That's comparability. Companies in the same industry should be using similar policies. C, Global Corp issues its quarterly reports within 5 days after each quarter ends. They're getting information to you quickly. That's timeliness. D, segregates information or relates to one of its... I'm going to skip D, I don't like it. E, the CFO of web design stresses that factual, truthful, unbiased information is the overriding consideration when preparing web design's financial information. What he's getting at here is do the best thing. Unbiased, I think is the key term there. If it's unbiased, it's neutral. Right? We're trying to do the best information. We're not trying to meet a specific user. F, realizes financial information may be misrepresented or misinterpreted if all pertinent information is not included. That's getting at completeness. Hopefully that's a little obvious. Right? If I don't have everything, it's not going to work for me. And G, exercises due care and professional judgment in developing all estimates and assumptions used to prepare its financial information. Yeah, I'm not sure that wording is really good. What they're getting at there is free of error, but I'm not sure I'd get off that. Those ones in particular, probably different answers would work okay. Okay, let's call that good for this video. Again, just get comfortable with the terminology and kind of understand what the meanings are. Thank you.